And we are absolutely honored to have the acting Vice Chancellor here, Professor Tony Lavender, who is a clinical psychologist and is an absolute equality champion since the days already of the first queering paradigms. And we are also very happy to have the Equality Diversity Manager, Moira Mitchell, here, who is also a great ally and was instrumental also in the support of the first queering paradigms. So Professor Lavender will welcome you now and address you. So give him a big round of applause.
I'm not going to be very long, so it's not going to be a massive address. I would like to say a few words. As B said, I'm Tony Lavender. I'm Pro-Vice-Chancellor for Research and Knowledge Exchange and a few other things, but at the moment the Vice-Chancellor is away on his annual leave, so I'm acting up or acting out in his presence. Anyway, I'm delighted to be here, and can I welcome you all, speakers, the chairs of the session and conference delegates, to the 6th Queering Paradigms Conference on behalf of the University. We're delighted to host what has been, and will be, because you've been going a day already, an exciting and leading edge conference, which we hope will take your and our knowledge and understanding forward. I had the pleasure of opening the first conference. Yes. 6 years have passed since that. As I've got older, I think somebody's put their foot down on the time accelerator, so I can hardly believe 6 years have passed so fast. As well as having responsibility for research and knowledge exchange, I'm the Senior Management Lead for Equality and Diversity and for Sustainability in the University. And these two departments are quite often, not often linked, but I think they are fundamentally linked, because in order to create a more social, just and sustainable place to work, live and learn, we need academic pioneers like yourself to help deepen our understanding of humanity and create a more inclusive and sustainable world. Part of creating such a world is challenging the categories that humanity has created to make the world an easier place to understand. Some of you will know this better than I, but some trace that categorization back to Aristotle. And it is both useful, but it's also deeply problematic at times. As a clinical psychologist, and my research has been about psychosis, I've had to challenge some of the mental health categories, such as schizophrenia, for which there is hardly a shred of evidence of its existence, yet because of the dominance of a particular medical discourse, it is treated as if it's a fact. I'm familiar too with the stigma and the discrimination that can be attached to those mental health labels and mental health categories. And they too require a lot of exposure, because sometimes people aren't aware of the way they're discriminating against people with mental health problems. So you need both exposure and challenge. I know many of these ideas are at the heart of the conference, the papers that are presented, the books that will follow. And my hope, and I'm sure yours too, is that it significantly contributes to the development of a more enlightened perspective on the world. So I really would like to thank you, for the speakers and conference participants, for engaging in this work and project, if I can call it a project. Before sort of closing, I would like to thank B, who was the inspiration for the first conference and has continued with this one. It takes a great deal of work to make a conference happen and to make a series of conferences happen even more. So B certainly has had staying power over this period. I would also like to thank a number of people: John Gilmore, who's a doctoral researcher, Samantha Poyatu, Boyan Koltai, who have all contributed significantly in the background to making the conference happening, and to Catherine Rising, who's the faculty secretary. I think also some recognition of the school and the faculty, because they've also contributed financially to making the conference happen. So I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference. Take away whatever you learn and the collaborative relationships you form to help create that more inclusive world that I referred to earlier. So thank you for listening, and I will hand over to B to chair the next event. I think that's right.